Alright guys, so before this video gets started, I do want to mention that we dropped another one of our heavyweight hoodies now in a brand new color, the camo. And of course you got that awesome logo up front in the bright orange. It looks super fire. These suckers are super warm, super comfortable, and they are very limited. So if you guys want to copy one and help support your boys, be sure to visit Goonzquad.com. But as of right now, let's get to the video.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue working at the new Goonzquad headquarters, and we're actually getting started off here at the original Goonzquad garage. And that is because we are going to make a few stops along the way before we head all the way up the mountain. And what we're going to start doing is actually gathering a bunch of hardwood sanding supplies, tools, materials, equipment, and all that good stuff, because we do want to get started on sanding those floors here really soon. That way we can finish up on that interior. We're actually super excited to be getting all this stuff together because we actually used to do hardwood floors for a living. So I just want to see if we still got it in us to finish these floors with a pristine finish. And the very first place that we're going to stop by is to pick up a big old drum sander or a belt sander and also a buffer machine. And the second place we're going to stop by to pick up like some sandpaper, some buffer pads, and a big old dust bag for the drum sander that's going to collect all that dust. So I say we just go ahead, hop into the truck, head to these stores, and show you guys what we come up with.
If the computer take the 420. I'm thinking out loud. If you hear me mumbling.
That's fine, that's fine. Merry Christmas.
You're welcome. You have a Merry Christmas too, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So you're not going to jail?
No warrant for my arrest.
Now you got to explain yourself a little bit.
Man, the track hawk done got me, man. That's all I gotta say, man.
You were speeding in it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was speeding in it and it done got me. I totally missed my court date for some reason. I thought it was a different day and I never received anything in the mail. So I was like, dang, I might have a warrant for my arrest. I gotta make this right.
They actually sent a letter to Nashville as failure to appear, but luckily she rescheduled it for you.
Yeah, she just went ahead and turned that sucker around and gave me another court date. I love court. Don't miss your court date, kids.
You love court?
I love court.
Dude, I hate dealing with that stuff, you know?
It sucks, but you know what? To get away from a warrant for your arrest, you want to go to court.
You gotta love court.
Yeah, you gotta love court.
But anyways, don't be speeding, first of all.
Yeah, don't be speeding.
And don't break the law.
And don't break the law. But the track hawk did it by itself.
The track hawk, man.
Yeah, it's just such an amazing car.
That's why they call it track hawk, because you just soar in it.
It feels like you're on a track, dude.
But anyways, we are here at 5-Star Hardwood Floors here, and before we get to that big old machine, dude, look at this. They got all sorts of supplies, materials, and I think we're going to show them what wood we're going to go with, right?
Well, is it here? Is it already?
There's a little bit of it here.
Oh, so there's a sample over here, but this is like the raw wood that's already on our floor right now, right?
The second story, right? Second story is the red oak, 3 1/4 or 2 1/4.
2 1/4. So it's some really thin stuff, but dude, they got all types of hardwood here. But as for this big machine right here, this is the big belt sander right here. This is the main machine that actually sands the whole entire floor in the house right here. This will cut it down. I think you do 2 grits of sandpaper. Some people do 3 to 5. Who knows? But we actually used to do this, or I used to run this machine back then.
Dude, I could not handle this machine, guys. Once we get it to the house, I'm gonna show you what we're talking about.
It's a powerful, powerful sanding machine right here. This sucker right here can throw you towards a wall, dude.
But you can't. I don't know if you could run the buffer machine like I can run it, right?
I can't run the buffer, so this was my expertise right here, is running this big belt sander. You ran the buffer, so we couldn't really run both. I mean, I could give it a try, but you know, I was trying to perfect this right
exactly
here.
Same with me. I tried to perfect the buffer, but look at that shifter knob on that thing, dude.
This right here is what drops that belt on the floor and keeps that belt from spinning, and just sand away, man.
Dude.
I can't wait to see if I still got it, because this took a good bit of time to practice and learn and perfect and everything, and I've been off of this thing for about like 2-3 years.
2-3 years, dude. But anyways, let's hop into the showroom over here, and we're gonna show you guys the actual buffer machine.
Yeah, the buffer machine.
Now this buffer machine will sling you around too. Dang. Dude, check out all these samples. Look at that on
They
the
even
wall.
got the herringbone sample hardwood, dude. That's
Dude.
crazy right there.
Herringbone. We're gonna stay away from the herringbone. That takes too much time, dude.
Well, we got a buffer right here. So which one are we getting? This one right here with the buffing pad?
We're gonna take the cleaner looking one. The cleaner looking one usually means that it's still good, because a lot of times these things will burn out on you. The brushes will go out, so you want to make sure it works. But I talked to the boss over here, the boss man, and he said the cleaner one is the better one. So those machines right there, that one's broken, and this is a trio. That's another buffer. We're not too worried about that.
This is actually like a sander and not a buffer. It's like a edger, but with 3 sander pads on
Oh
it.
yeah, that is very true. And that's pretty much all we're gonna grab right now. We're gonna grab the sample, and then where are we gonna go next?
We're gonna actually run and grab the sanding stuff for this, right? You need a buffing pad, you need a certain grits, like 80 grit, I believe, and then we need belt sanders for the other over there.
Now hold up one second. I think we could take some from them, but
Oh man.
they got a whole entire supply here. But I guess we'll just get our own, because we are gonna need like some 36 grit, 36 and 80 grit. That's the buffer pad stuff.
And the 150 grit.
Look at that,
that's
dude.
a red pad. That's crazy right there.
But anyways, we're gonna get our own supplies. We're just gonna borrow or rent their tools, and
Yep.
I guess head up to the mountain.
Let's do it. Hey, it's working, man.
It's working. We did have to rig up a few things. So first thing we rigged up was that big old power cord, right?
Yeah, the power cord that actually runs to the camper itself, because this thing runs off of 220 or maybe even higher voltage. I don't know. This is a big machine, big old electronics. But as you can hear, man, this thing is just a beast, dude.
Dude, this thing is just a humming. I guess that's why I call it the Hummel too. But the reason why we hooked up to that power cord is because the power post is so far, right?
Yeah, it's so far away, so we went ahead and used the biggest power cables that we got, and I think we have enough to actually run this thing upstairs, dude.
Yes, sir. I think so too. And also, we came back with a bunch of extras. We actually talked to the guys over at 5 Star, and they just allowed us to get all that grit.
Yeah,
right there.
and there's supposed to be a cover right here, but we didn't even notice it, so it's missing. It's probably at the shop, but I think we'll be good for now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we're not sanding too much floors, so it's gonna get a little dusty in there, but we got some masks.
dude. We bought like six pack of masks, so it should be good for all of us, dude.
Yes, sir. Everybody's gonna be wearing a mask. You know, you gotta protect your health, man.
Especially with this super fine wood dust, dude.
Yeah.
It is really bad for you.
Yes, sir. So basically, I think we're ready to go, right?
I want to go ahead and probably hop upstairs, start cleaning the floors up a little bit, take everything off of it, and don't we have to putty a few things up too?
Oh yeah, almost forgot about the putty, dude. We ended up buying. Is this a
3.5 gallon of red oak putty right here. So this is what you're gonna hit all the little cracks between the hardwoods and everything else with it. And then once it dries in a couple minutes, then you go go over it with the big machine.
And also we got a scraper, dude. It's been a while since we used one of
Yeah,
them,
I totally
dude.
forgot that we had to get one of these. So you gotta scrape every corner, like where the machine can't go through it. You gotta get all the corners around the doors and everything else like that.
That's after edging. We still got to bring in one more machine. It's
Yeah.
called a little edger. It's like a super tiny sander, dude.
Yeah, it's a handheld disc sander right here, and that's what you hit, like, I think around the whole entire edge of the house.
Dude, that is what is tough, dude.
That's a tough job right there.
I mean, all this is tough, honestly,
yeah,
dude.
I mean, but once you start figuring it out, you know, it starts to flow a little bit easier. I mean, we used to do this back in the day every day, dude.
Have you tried an edger before?
I've tried an edger before. I don't like it, dude. I usually try to stick with the big machine, but you know what, man? This is crazy because this brings us back to whenever we were just in high school. We used to do this on the side right here, dude.
Basically, yeah, on the weekends, you know, we just tried to do this stuff and we figured it out. It's crazy to think about, though. And I was running the edger, you was running this. Dude, this right here is probably the most difficult part, dude. I gotta say.
That has to be the most difficult, and you gotta be really precise with this because if you mess up with this machine, it's not easy to get it out with something like this. You gotta make it perfect. You gotta do your 80 grits. You gotta do all your fine sanding with that machine right
And you
there.
gotta make sure that you don't like go too low because you can create a super deep groove.
You can just, if you hold the machine in a certain spot for too long, you'll start cutting down, or if you like stop, like go and stop, it can ruin your floor. So
It's crazy,
So it's crazy. It's crazy to think about it, but it's not as hard as you think, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Once you get the hang of it, I mean, you're just in the groove and then you're on the move.
Grooving
man.
and moving, man. So what do you say? Should we go up there, clean up that whole floor? Probably start in the living room, just give it a test, do some putty, and maybe even start.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, you gotta first clean everything up and then you gotta put some of that wood filler in there and then it's time for you to hop on that machine,
Time
dude.
to start cutting.
Dang, son.
She's smooth, man.
Dude, you still got it,
Dude, just a couple passes and dude, it was like I never left, dude.
Exactly, man. Look at that, dude. That looks smooth, and that's what that raw natural wood should look like. And honestly, you could coat it and leave it natural, or you could stain it, dude.
Dude, right now I'm loving the natural look, but dude, who knows? We can do a light stain on this sucker or any stain at all. But dude, as of right now, man, this floor is looking way better.
Oh my
man.
goodness, it is so smooth. That machine is just cutting it perfectly, and we're actually still using a 36, right?
This is just a rough cut. This is basically what you use whenever you're sanding brand new hardwood or if you're refinishing hardwood. But honestly, we could have went with the 80 grit, but since this floor has been sitting for over 10 years, it's been expanding, contracting over the seasons and stuff like that, and it has a bunch of dirt and grime, so we just went ahead and did a 36.
Yeah, we noticed right off the bat that this floor has been rough probably like 10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago, and man, this floor, as you can tell, there's still cracks in it and stuff like that because this house never had HVAC, so this thing has been just shifting over the years.
Definitely throughout the seasons. That's just what hardwood floors do. They shift like crazy. But you know what? Luckily, it's not like an ocean in here, dude.
I remember back then whenever we used to do hardwood or a remodel, like a floor from the 70s, man, you look at it and you're like, I'm gonna be here all day, man.
Dude, that was the worst. But you know what? I'm happy to see this, and I'm happy to see how it's turning out. And that's where we're gonna edge, right? Where the big machine couldn't hit.
As you can tell, our big machine can't just like go right up to the edge, and at the end over there, you see all that. That's what the edger does. It goes around all the edges. That's why they call it an edger. And like you're gonna have to get like this whole area as well because a big machine you can't go sideways with this machine.
No, yeah, you can't cross grain. You can only go with the grain. As you can tell exactly how that floor was laid, that's the only way you can run that machine. You're gonna take that sucker, turn it around, and be able to hit a couple more feet and leave a little edge mark right there, right?
We did talk about putty. We're not puttying now. We're just gonna go ahead and rough it, and then you putty it, and then you go over with the 80.
Yeah, because there's not like too much crazy amounts of gaps and cracks and nail holes. So yeah, definitely rough it and then putty it and then fine it with the 80.
Yeah. But we're gonna focus on the living room right now. I say we just keep on going. This is basically like a big old car, you know what I mean?
Dude, basically, but on a much larger scale.
Yeah,
dude.
much larger scale. This ain't no little quarter panel. This is a big old floor that you're dealing with, and you're trying to get as smooth as possible.
And you're trying to make it perfect, you know, make sure there's no imperfections. And on top of that, we ended up frying the wire.
The wire didn't cut on fire over there, dude. So we just wired it back up, dude.
Quickly became an electrician, but you know what? That was such a normal thing back in the day. It's like nothing new, you know?
Once you're doing hardwood with big machines that take lots of power, you kind of want to know your electricity too, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to pick up on the buffer, because buffing is last though, right?
Yeah, buffing is last, but dude, it's easy, man. You just, as soon as you get in it and go, dude, your memory just switches on, and you're like, dude, I remember this.
Dude, that's crazy, man. But so far, everything is turning out real nice and smooth. I guess we're just going to stay in this living room and try to get it all knocked out?
Just try to get it knocked out.
Alrighty guys, so there you have it. We got this whole entire living room / bar area completely rough sanded. Everything is nice and smooth, but there was one section that was pretty dang bad. There was actually a whole entire hump in the floor from like 6 feet wide all the way down through that door right there. And the reason was because the subfloor was kind of jacked up, wasn't it? Or the plywood on the subfloor. So they used 2 different thicknesses and kind of threw everything off. But luckily you were able to actually flatten it out with like, what, 6 passes or 20
Yeah, dude,
passes?
like 6 to 20 passes with the 36 grit sandpaper, and we managed to actually smooth that sucker out, dude.
Yeah, so it's not like 100% perfect right now, but you're still gonna hit it with the 80 with that the belt sander, plus I'm gonna hit it with the 80 on the buffer. That's definitely gonna make it perfect. So,
Oh yeah.
So that's looking nice and smooth right there, and we're already moving on to the putty right here, and you're just slapping it down, ain't you?
Dude, I'm just trying to get everything all at once right there,
This
dude.
is the best part about doing hardwood is this. It's the funnest part, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're slapping it down. I'm just hitting each individual crack and crevice.
Yeah, you don't even have to make it perfect. You just got to get it on there, because with that 80 grit sandpaper, you're gonna just sand it perfectly smooth.
Exactly. And even Pops went ahead and cleaned one of the putty knives that we used on the tile shower. So we're gonna have 3 people on this just going ham and hopefully get this all covered in some wood putty. at that, dude.
Dude, that bulldozing just like finished this floor off. For some reason, it looks way better just with that on there, dude.
Yeah, basically finishes off that whole entire edge, and now like the whole entire hardwood almost looks complete, dude.
It like flows properly right there, but we just went ahead and knocked it out. We only had the perfect amount. We only had like 3 feet to spare, and we got it perfect, dude.
Yeah, all the cuts were pristine. It does need a little bit of edging, but that's what gets edged a little bit later on. And also got this whole entire floor puttied up, dude.
We literally got the whole entire floor of wood putty because I ended up just using one of those trowels that we were using for our showers to do the tile, and I just said, man, I'm just gonna get it all at once, and I just knocked this whole entire thing out so we ain't gotta worry about cracks and crevices and stuff like that.
I can't believe we didn't think about that back in the day, dude.
I know, man, but I don't think we actually ran into a floor that sat for 10 years unfinished, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
There was a bunch of little cracks and crevices, but you know what? That's gonna mean that we can sand it perfectly now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we knocked it out super quick with that trowel method, and also there is gonna need to be a little bit of putty on those nail holes right there, but we need to pick up an edger here real soon too, dude.
We need to hit all these edges because, do you hit the edger after I hit it with the big machine one more time, or do you hit it before the big machine?
Like right now, as soon as you started roughing everything, I usually jump on the edger and start rough edging it.
Oh, you gotta rough edge it, dude.
Yep.
I totally forgot.
Dude, there's a lot of edging right there.
That little square right there in this hallway may look little, but if you're doing it with the edger, it actually takes a lot of time, dude.
Yeah, that's gonna be the most difficult stuff, the closets, the hallways, and that type of stuff right there. But you know what? We're gonna get it knocked out, and I can't wait to get to it.
Oh yeah.
But as right now, it is kind of late. You know, we're just trying to get stuff done, dude.
We're always pulling the late one, trying to get this house finished up. But I guess we're gonna have to catch you guys tomorrow in the morning.
Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day here, and that is pretty much going to be a wrap for today's video. We are trying to make some time for family this holiday season, and also we wish you guys a very Merry Christmas as well. But make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And also, if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at Goonzquad. We do got some more epic things coming here real soon on the house, and also we hope to get that whole entire interior knocked out here soon as well. But thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.